tell you what.
Coach, you've seen some wild games here on the Red.
That wasn't wild.
I mean, no?
I have seen wild games. That wasn't wild.
I mean, they outgame you. There's turnovers,
That's not
things
wild.
like that. I guess just the resolve of your team to come out. You know, they're a talented team. They were a little banged up, but to see
So
your
are we.
team.
So are we.
Yeah.
So are we. That was a dream for a head coach to game manage. That was that game. It was a dream for a head coach, to watch his defense play as well as we did. Selfishly, I'm so proud of those damn guys. I mean, we were in control the entire game on defense. There's been a lot of emotion over the last few years, having to walk through the tunnels and wait hours for media after games down in Moscow. So this had a little personal touch to it, with recruits walking by my face. Over the years, I'm proud of our guys. They found a way. We're dinged up too, so let's not. We've got quarterbacks out. We've got receivers. We play with who we have, so we're making no excuses, and I hope nobody else makes excuses. Matchups are matchups. We put the ball down to play. We got out turnover, and we still won the game. So you said it right, Andrew. Like the resolve of this team, and we're young. So to be young and have a little bit of that resolve, we won the last 2 games on defense in a row with our defense out there. Pretty impressive. Now, a wild part of my opinion was that 40-yard 4th and 10 in between 3 guys. I wasn't real fired up and excited about that one. But if you've hung around East Washington football since 1996, that was tame. It was a tame version of wild. I'll tell you that. But I'm so freaking pumped, man. Like, these guys just stuck to it. There's a ton of joy. It is fun. I could go on and on, but you're not in the building every day. I mean, just the joy these guys have with each other, and they don't know any different, win, lose, or draw. We got out 3rd down. We got out turnover. There's a lot of things stacked against us. We were also banged up too. I've mentioned that about 6 times, and we found a way on our home field on Hall of Fame weekend. So with a little drizzle at the end. Beautiful. Beautiful. Not wild. Beautiful.
Coach, can you talk a bit about Nate and kind of how it came to be that Jared's playing running back?
Well, I mean, I think whether it's you from the sidelines or me on the sidelines, I think Tu's been in control of that position. He's been more productive in that position. We had a conversation a couple weeks ago during the injury. At the end of the day, we're always self-evaluating what is best for us. With Jared involved in those conversations, he's one of our best players. He's not 100% healthy. He's one of those guys that's dinged up, but finds a way to get on the field. And he'll have more of a role as we go forward. The one thing I we'll challenge our guys as we go forward. We're gonna enjoy this one maybe for 25 hours. Maybe we extend another hour this go round. But I'm gonna challenge the entire offense, coach included, to not put so much on Tu's back. We've got to take some weight off his back. He's carried us thus far. He's a winner. He's going to continue to win. But we've got to get him less mileage on his tires. But he was a dog again tonight. We got 2 guys that play that position that are warriors. That people believe in. They make you better hanging around them. I wish they hung around me more often. They're just incredible people that are incredible people. But stats aside, I mean, turn the stat sheet over. I mean, the game's not played on paper. But that was a beautiful game, 21-14, beautiful game. Lots of ups and downs, ins and outs, wild, as some call it. But at the end of the day, boy, it was, that was fun. That was fun, because it's been a while. It's been a while.
Did they bring the trophy back?
I don't know. These are my concerns. Winning the game is number 1. Trying another trophy, number 2. But if not, maybe we make something up here and present it, put it next to the damn cup. But those guys, I mean, that's cool. It's just really cool. That energy is cool. It's really cool.
I wanted to ask about Landon, actually, because he had a very interesting game.
Mogul's?
Yes. What did you see on the one that he ended up punting like 10 yards? And then, but some of the other punts, too, I thought were really fun.
Yeah, our pocket got pushed a little bit, and so he felt like it wasn't going to probably come off the way it would have, probably more of a protection thing than a Landon Ogles thing, and then try to kind of slip through crack and kind of condense to the backside. So it got squeezed, and it's like a quarterback then trying to avoid the rush coming from the backside. It was a called punt. that didn't look like a punt at the end of the day. But again, every time our defense passed against the wall, I mean, I saw those towels in the air on the sidelines on the other side. It just almost fired us up more as a team and said, defense, go back out there, make a stand. Incredible. Yeah, it wasn't his best day, but he needed to do what he needed to do. And I would say I would have given up his not best day for that last punt to him go, whatever it was, 97 yards, no timeouts, and 30-some-odd seconds, 20-some-odd seconds left in the game. So it doesn't all have to be beautiful for it to be effective. That was effective. So, yeah.
What specifically was working for your defense to shut down this Idaho offense?
Well, 16 doesn't throw the ball. I mean, so when 16's in the game, I mean, it's anybody watching, and then they try to, and then they're trying to find their fit. They got a quarterback out, and so they're trying to find out what works and what doesn't work. We felt like there was a pass rush enough on the offensive line. I thought we were really good that first one. I mean, to go for it early in the game, first drive, the minus 22, that we gave it back to them after going for it, and the plus 22. I felt like, boy, this game ain't gonna go anywhere. I just think our guys were focused. Our guys had purpose. Our guys had conviction, and they practiced 2 weeks for this game. Now, the difference is we only practice a week for the next one. But I tell you what, again, 25 hours, we'll enjoy this one a little bit more. But our guys were dialed. There was a ton of confidence. It was oozing from that entire team to that defense. And even the muff punt late, we're up 14, and we muff a punt, backs against the wall again, and we find a way to get out of harm's way. So beautiful still, or unbeautiful can still be effective. That was fun.
Coach, you talked about that being a fun game to manage, but there being, like
I would say fun game. It was like 400 level management at the end of the second quarter and the end of the fourth quarter. There's no smoke breaks. There wasn't going to be smoke breaks.
Well, what's it like trying to manage that game, going against a team that's, like you said, switching their quarterback every drive? You got a different guy out there. You saw 3 different quarterbacks today. What's that like trying to coach against that?
They're trying to find their footing. You have a game plan, and then you have some nuances based on who's back there. I just, again, it didn't matter what the situation was. Our guys went back out there and fought. It helps when obviously you have a team that's one of the top 2 or 3 in the conference rushing that you held them at bay. You knew they were going to get their yards or some of their yards, but when you talk about both leading rushers or both quarterbacks on each team, but 84, 21, 16, and 40, that's going to win you most ball games. And if we catch a turnover 2 plus side of things, that's even a better outcome for us. But it wasn't. So we won ugly, but it was still a win. So sometimes you got to find out what that feels like to know what that was like, and we did that tonight. So it's tougher, makes things trickier, but at the end of the day, I think we had to beat on some things. Guys broke on balls. Guys tackled pretty well for the most part outside of that one long run Rocco had early in the game that got brought back by a hold. Outside of that, I thought we tackled really, really well. There was purpose and intent in everything we did on defense.
And besides that long fourth down conversion, they held them 0-4 outside of that, and third down conversion still 5 for 17. I mean, you specifically talk about the defense on those sort of clutch downs, big situations in the game, being able to hold Idaho back.
Yeah, and I don't know what numbers there were. There was only a few, I think, 33 or lesses. So that helps the percentages when all of a sudden they're not sitting at 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, every other one. We had a great game plan. We executed the game plan. We got a few tip balls, even on the last drive for that matter. I mean, we had 2 guys, one in front, one in back. They made some incredible catches too. I mean, they're on scholarship too. They're a Division I football team too. So kudos to them in those situations. Coach Ford does a great job, gets those guys ready. Felt like we kind of, we've been there where we took one on the chin 2 weeks ago. How do you respond? Sometimes it's not via score. Sometimes it's the body work you do outside of that 3 hours. And we've been resilient since we went to Bozeman and took some big lumps. We took some big lumps. And someone's got to win. I anticipate it and want it to be us. So it's not easy to go to Missoula, go home against Northern Colorado, and then go on the road the next week. But that's what this conference is. It's a gauntlet. It's going to be a gauntlet for the foreseeable future. And so anytime you score more, we'll take it. We'll take it, shut the door, and go home. I respect that program. I think games like this are good for the rivalry as it kind of builds for that annual piece. Now that they've been in the league for a little bit of time, these are why these kids play this game and are so intent on playing well in front of their home fans against some guys that they've known growing up and they're playing a different spot. Yeah.
Coach, you got out of that second and 32 in the first half.
No, it's beautiful. That's how we drew it up.
I thought so. You got a field goal, then you got a short field, got a touchdown. How much of that sequence kind of flipped the momentum?
I think that might have been even though it was in the second quarter, I think that might have been the difference in the game. I mean, I don't know what the time was, but I think under 3 or 4 minutes, we scored a matter of 10 points. And they were aggressive on first down, threw an incomplete pass, saved ourselves a timeout, which I don't know if I was or wasn't going to call a timeout. Sometimes it's gut. But I thought with, a minute and change left in the half or whatever it was, but that 10 points in that small sequence, those 2 series were huge. And so you never know when those plays are going to be kind of the deal breakers, and they happen to be that 10 points in that second quarter wasn't a matter of, I don't know, whatever the time was, under 5 minutes. Could have been the difference in the outcome of the game. And obviously going for 2 early in that fourth quarter makes you feel a little bit more comfortable up 21-14 as they get the ball as opposed to 19-14. So those were all big. And we proved good enough in special teams to kind of putty up some of those things that we were a little bit inefficient late in the game on offense. But it was a good, solid team victory, and really, really excited about these guys. And Miles Williams had one of his best games, even though it was 4 for 40, 2 tutties, man hands. Really proud of that kid. But defense, you can go on and on and on. But we had a lot of work to do and a lot in front of us. But we're going to enjoy this one tonight.
Last one, Andrew. You just answered it about Miles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a kid that a year without getting in the
Yeah.
zone to have 2 in a big game. I mean, what can you say about the work he's put in
Right.
a game like this?
His first couple of years he got here, I nicknamed him Chains because he never got in the end zone. You move the sticks, but you don't move the scoreboard. So it's kind of an inside joke. Now it's an outside joke when everybody's letting in. And I said honestly, once you get in, I'll relinquish that nickname. He comes to work every day. He's one of the most quiet kids, but one of the most focused kids on our team. Proud is an understatement. I get excited for these kids that put all this work in, and it shows up on Saturday because you see the work they do in other pockets. We do at least, and it's just fun to see the fruits of their labor. And he's had to labor a lot, with his injuries, being dinged up throughout his career, and he's just kind of kept his chin up and his eyes forward, and is prepped to be a starter, even though he may not be 100%, health-wise in that position.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. God, so fun.